Hey guys, it's January 20th. In my tent tonight. It's been a while since I've been in my tent. Um, anyways, what's the update? The update is Nova Scotia has been amazing. I've actually kind of been passed from one person to the next person to the next person as far as sleeping arrangements. Probably went through some of the toughest biking in the last couple days, definitely since Newfoundland, that's for sure. Last time I did a video, I actually was cut off because my phone battery froze on me. Anyways, that was between Joggins and Advocate. That was really tough going because I had my gears were freezing up and this and that, and I didn't have the bottom 6 gears. Had to push my bike over every single hill between Joggins and Advocate. There's about 2 inches of snow on the ground, so it was nice and deep. And anyways, I made it to Advocate the next day. Long day. Someone helped me with my frozen gear situation. So that got solved. An amazing lady gave me a warm bed to sleep in last minute in Advocate, so that was amazing. And then when I woke up the next morning, there was a message from Tammy Bennett in Parsboro that there was a warm bed waiting for me there. And so I left Advocate in the snow. Bit of accumulation that day. It was a tough day between Advocate and Parsboro. The first 25 kilometers is very, very hilly. I actually had to push my bike over all the hills. The snow was just so sticky that I just had too much drag, and the roads were just too slippery. In fact, the roads were so slippery that I actually had to push my bike up the center of the lane, which was kind of sketchy because it's very hilly with blind whatnot. So a couple times I had to make a mad dash for the shoulder because a car was coming from the opposite direction. But anyways, made it to Parsboro, and yeah, that was awesome. Tammy Bennett gave me a place to stay for actually 2 nights. That was really enjoyable. The reason for the second night was that Nova Scotia was calling for a pretty big snowstorm that actually in the end didn't come. But at the time it was just sort of better safe than sorry, because the snowstorm was going to hit a little bit later in the day, which meant when it didn't really come, it was kind of a little bit too late to get on the road. So I spent 2 nights there, and that was awesome. And then from there, then the next day, I headed to Great Village, and that's actually when the storm kind of hit. It was more of a windstorm. It was some of the craziest wind and blowing snow that I had to pedal through. I think someone messaged me that it was like minus 28 Celsius, so it was actually pretty crazy pedaling. But there was some really nice times, or nice moments where the wind had stopped, and just look around, and it was just really beautiful, and it was nice to be on the bike. I did get caught in the dark just a little bit, which was kind of crazy because by then the wind had even really picked up, and the snow's blowing and drifting, and some places there was like only 1 lane of road, and I literally had to push my bike through the snow because it was just so deep. Anyways, I made it to Great Village, where Kim was waiting for me, and so I had another night in a nice bed. You can sort of see in Nova Scotia there's a bit of a trend here, kind of going from one warm bed to the next warm bed. So yeah, I had a great evening there. The next morning she took me out for breakfast, which was amazing. And from there I headed to Truro. I wasn't that far. It was like only a 25-kilometer day. And I made it to Tabitha's, and another warm bed waiting for me. And I also ended up spending 2 nights there because yesterday was actually a pretty decent snowstorm. The roads would have been just a little bit too crazy to be on the roads and on the bike at the same time. So yeah, so I was 2 days there, and then left there, and I'm in Walton. And as you can sort of see from my surrounding, I'm inside my tent, and the wind is blowing a little bit. And yeah, I'm in Walton, camped beside the pub here, and supposedly a low of -4, or -4, a low of -14 Celsius. So should be a bit of a cold morning when I get up, but I'm kind of lucky. There's a beside the pub, part of the building is actually a variety store, and they open up at 7 a.m. So I don't anticipate getting up that early, but at least when I pack everything up, that I can go in there for a few minutes and warm my hands up, kind of deal. So other than that, so I should be in Halifax in 2 days. So definitely looking forward to Halifax. What else? Yeah, no, just this section of Nova Scotia, it was a bit of a shock, because I thought this area that I was doing the last half week or whatever was going to be somewhat isolated. Actually, half week, I guess this whole week, I thought it'd be somewhat isolated, and I wouldn't really run into too many people that recognized me and whatnot, but just seems like everywhere I go, I'm being recognized left, right, and center, which is kind of a bit of a head trip. So yeah, that's actually pretty cool, and just the fact that, like, ever since I got to Advocate, it's just sort of been one bedroom after another bedroom, bed, warm bed, warm bed. So it's actually been a truly amazing experience here in Nova Scotia. And I know there's actually there's a warm bed waiting for me tomorrow night, and I can't think of that town off the top of my head. Tomorrow I'll probably pedal about 50 kilometers to a warm bed, and then the following day would be about 60 kilometers to Halifax. And I know I have a few invitations waiting in Halifax, so I might actually probably be in Halifax for a few days, just because I'd like to check out a few things in around Halifax, and there's a few people that looking forward to meeting me, kind of deal. So yeah, I might be in Halifax for a few days anyways. Oh look, I got a message that Pete, awesome. Yeah, so I mean, I guess other than that, Scotia has been amazing and awesome since I got into it. I guess technically, I guess I got into Nova Scotia Sunday afternoon, technically, and so this week has just been amazing. So yeah, I just wanted to send a quick update regarding that. Other than that, I mean, yeah, if you've been watching, or if you've been following after photo of warm beds waiting for me. But anyways, I think because it is starting to get cold inside the tent, and yeah, tomorrow morning should be interesting. Swapping out my sleeping clothing for my biking clothing, but it's all good. I think they're calling for sunshine. Tomorrow's gonna be a cold day, but I think they're calling for sunshine for the next few days anyways. So yeah, it's, in a way, it's actually kind of nice to be back in the tent after literally almost a week in warm beds. I don't want to get too soft going from warm bed to warm bed. But other than that, I think that's about it. Thanks everyone, and talk again soon.